Well, welcome back, YouTube. If it's not one thing, it's another. I always find a way to fill up my time. So I have this, had a situation, it was actually yesterday, February 6th of 2021. I'm going to go ahead and show you guys what actually happens inside. And I was not able to capture the actual starting of the truck. It did take about 5 minutes of having the boost box on, but at the end, I've got some B-roll from the Cruze with the 2-liter diesel, and also I've got some B-roll from the John Deere with the 2.4 diesel that I'll tack onto the end if you guys are interested in seeing actually how it charges up those vehicles. So let's get right to it.
Here's my latest little debacle with the truck. This is my own fault, completely my own fault. I actually have the trailer hooked up at the moment, and I left the light on the trailer turned on inside the trailer. So basically I've been draining the battery for almost a week now. So if I go ahead and hit the start button, this is what I get. So I've got glow plug, everything resets, and I've got lots and lots of messages, you know, low battery, 4-wheel drive, just everything. And I did open the hood because I'm getting ready to show you guys something that I'd highly recommend that that you purchase if you're going to have a diesel engine. So basically everything. I've got a super low battery, and unfortunately it appears like the trailer light that was on the inside doesn't actually, it must have some kind of direct connection to the battery. It doesn't get pulled out of line, offline. So this is what I have. I actually have this Boost. So this is what I've bought, and I actually bought this for I actually bought this for the Cruze that I had because I was afraid of getting someplace and not having jumper cables or not having somebody to help me start the vehicle. So I did buy this, did use it on the Cruze a couple of times, kind of for some similar, not very good reasons. So I'm going to go ahead and get this guy hooked up, and we're going to see. It's supposed to be able to crank up. This is the 2000 amp model. It's supposed to be able to crank up a diesel bigger than this 3-liter diesel. So we're going to find out if it can do it. So it was actually kind of tight getting this connection point into the battery. The other connection point, not so bad. So this is actually the passenger side of the vehicle, and you see it still thinks it's running, kind of. So I've got that hooked up, and
So we needed to jump ahead here a tiny bit to after the truck was actually started. I had a problem with the GoPro battery also dying. Great morning.
So I was able to get the truck started using the little jumper box. It did take, I don't know, a couple minutes of letting it sit there and charge. And you'll notice now I have a check engine light, and I did go ahead and check the codes, but the codes are pretty much all related to the fact that I've got, you know, I didn't have any electrical power, so it set a whole bunch of codes. We're gonna go ahead and clear those and let this guy charge the battery back up. Let's see if I can get to the transmission, engine, fuel filter. I must not have, so, oops, no. Doesn't look like I have battery voltage being reported currently. Huh. Oh, wait, battery voltage is on the main screen. So there we go. Little boost box is something that you definitely, if you have a diesel, they work great. I would highly recommend that you do have one with you in the vehicle. Even though the battery, I actually don't know what the battery voltage was.
But wait, we can go back and take a look at the original video. It looks like the battery voltage was at under 9 volts when we originally started up the truck.
but it was low enough to basically zero crank, and also every other electrical system to, as soon as the glow plugs came on or it tried to turn over, every other electrical system would end up rebooting. So it's something that, whether you get the 2000 or you get the 3000 version, like always, bigger is better, especially when it comes to trying to get charge out and into the vehicle to be able to turn over these diesel engines. So, quick review for you guys. I ended up having the issue with the truck starting this morning, and you'll notice that it did use somewhere, I would say, under 25% of the boost box. The boost box will start the vehicle more than once. It just tends to take a little bit longer in between startups. You're not able to let it, it'll start it the first time faster than it will the second time. So overall, I had the boost box plugged in for probably something like 3 or 4 minutes, and I tried starting it 3 times. The third time had enough juice put back into the battery, along with whatever capacity this guy gives during the starting process to get it to turn over fast enough and actually crank back up. I was not able to record that because the camera, of course, battery was low on the camera too. It's that kind of day. But going back, this is a really neat device because you do have the ability to go ahead and actually use, there's a cord that comes with it, which is a lighter cord, power outlet cord. So basically you can plug this in to the truck and then plug it into the side here, and it will charge itself back up. So it's something, I wouldn't recommend that you leave it plugged in all the time, but what I would recommend is that you actually make sure that it's warm. So I actually keep it in the house unless I'm traveling, and then if I am traveling, I'll keep it in my bag so that it's not super cold. And of course, today I will go ahead and plug it in and charge it back up using the power port in the truck itself. So the camera has enough battery. That's actually the camera that was charging. So I'll show you how this guy works. So over here, just come in, plug into the side, and it will start receiving charge and charging back up. So you'll notice the light there is flashing. So it is charging. It is a little bit cold, so I'm not going to do it right now, but I'll bring it back inside the house and let it warm back up, and then when we go take our trip, we will finish charging it back up. So my opinion, well worth the money that was spent. Spent a lot on a diesel truck, and the last thing you want to do is be stuck somewhere and not be able to get the thing to turn over, whether it's because it's super cold or you've done something like I did, which is leave the light on in the trailer and drain the battery down to a point where it actually won't crank up.
So that's all for the Duramax 2020 Chevy Silverado 1500 with the boost box. Hang on if you guys want to see some additional footage with both the John Deere and also with the Chevy Cruze with the 2-liter diesel engine. I've got additional footage for those. Thanks a lot for watching. Please subscribe, ask questions, comments, thumbs up. Really appreciate it. And now on to the bonus footage.
Well, YouTube, having some issues with my Chevy Cruze Diesel battery. That was the battery saver that just kicked in. Replaced it once, but I actually dropped the battery. So I have a little bit of damage. I believe I've got one cell that's actually bad. It reads somewhere 9-10 volts. But I went out and bought one of these just to see, for in case I had a battery problem in the future with this diesel. I wanted to be able to take care of it. So out on the road, I do a lot of traveling, so I wanted to be able to jumpstart this. So I'm going to show you guys how this works, and the fact that it actually does work. So simple enough to turn on. Sorry. simple enough to turn on. I'm going to try to put this on the kickstand. Simple enough to turn on, and then take the red here and hook it up to the red side. And second, show you guys, so you hook it up to the red side, then you hook up, of course, the negative side. This thing doesn't, when I actually go to redo the battery, I'm going to make sure that I've got that thing set so that I can get a good ground. I don't actually see another ground post that's close, and of course this battery has really short leads on it. But I don't really care. It actually works. So it was $199 at one of the auto parts store. It was actually on sale. So anyways, let's hop in the car here and show you what it actually will do. So before, the fan was on and I was actually getting the message that the battery was low. So I am still getting a message. So switch over here to options, 20%, 10.2 volts. I'm gonna go ahead and try it anyways. So I'm gonna go back out and actually make sure. See, I get a bunch of messages. I'm gonna go back out and actually make sure that I've got a decent ground, because that should jump up a lot higher. Hold on. There we go, messy garage. So there, let's see. And that thing's still showing it was completely charged. So I come back around in here. This says battery saver is still active. Still showing me 10.3. That might be better for right now. Maybe, maybe not. Let me give it a shot. Hold on. Still see 10.3 volts in here. So, I'm going to go ahead and give this a shot again. Reseated both of those. Battery saver says it's active. Hood's open. StabiliTrak. Power steering. Switch over here. See what happens. Alright, so I actually had to try a couple of times. Stuck that thing on there, made sure that it was connected the best I could connect it. Again, once I move the thing so that it's straight out, it should connect a lot better. But it will actually, it has worked in the past. Still says battery saver is active, but I'm going to go ahead and crank. And it will give enough juice to be able to actually start the thing. Kind of surprised me that such a small little battery pack booster doesn't ever show that it's got a high enough voltage. But if you're able to get it to connect well enough, it has no problem starting this this car up, which is awesome. I mean, that's what you need when you're on the road, just a little bit of safety and security. Of course, you could always use AAA or something else like that, but to be able to, in a pinch, give yourself a boost and get moving It's a great little product, and so far I'm extremely happy with it. Thanks for watching, and we'll be talking soon. Well, YouTube, I want to do a review of this Genius BOOST HD model GB70. It's a 2000 amp 12 volt lithium ion booster that I actually purchased because of the Chevy Cruze that I had. No longer have that vehicle, but this is my now second opportunity to try this with a diesel. It was said that it could be used with diesel engines in order to get them started if your battery is low. And I now have a low battery on the tractor, so I'll go ahead and show you what happens. That's all I got. So a combination of glow plugs coming on and trying to turn over the tractor, it's just not going to work. So we're going to go ahead and start this guy up. And it is completely charged. I'm going to actually take this guy out of there. That's the charging plug that you can use just with your lighter. So as you're driving down the road, you can go ahead and keep the guy charged up. But I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to cut here for a second until I get this guy plugged in. And then I will show you guys, hopefully it starts up. This is the John Deere 4520. It's a 4-cylinder turbocharged. It's a 2014 model. So it's going to be very similar in starting or cranking energy that's required, just like for sure the Equinox should be easier. The Silverado, which is actually out there in the yard, that guy, I'm hoping it'll be able to start it. I'm hoping I don't have to try it, but we're going to go ahead and try this John Deere 2.4 engine, and be right back here in 1 second. So I just plugged this thing in, and you'll notice the light is cycling and it's trying to charge. Battery on this tractor is right up front underneath the intercooler, so it's only been plugged in here for probably 15 seconds. Come back to the dash again, turn this guy back on. Glow plugs are going to continue to cycle. I think they stopped early because the voltage was low, and now the voltage is high enough. Not quite. So let's come back up here and let's see what we've got. We're still trying to do that. The white light is still good, so we'll give it a couple more seconds here. I'm not sure what that button does. Make sure that we're attached as good as we can be. And you'll actually hear it clicking. So we left the tractor on so that the glow plugs don't actually cycle again. Oh, so close. So close. So we will leave it a tiny bit longer. I'm going to go ahead and leave this thing rolling the whole time. Let's see. Actually, I'm kind of curious how what the battery capacity is going to be when it's finished. So it was low. It wasn't completely dead, but it was low. And let's go ahead and, like the patience that I have, we'll go ahead and give it a shot again. Alright, we're going to do this. Turn it off. Let the glow plugs cycle for this next shot. Got the wait to start message. Glow plugs are cycling. There we go. So no need to go ahead and grab the truck. Take this off. Sitting there. Now it's 75%. Basically, if you leave it there for a little while, it does tend to have enough energy to be able to crank up even a pretty darn low battery. So personally, I mean, if you can afford a bigger model, I would always buy a bigger model, but this 2000 amp one was stated to be able to handle a fairly decent sized diesel engine. And from the test here, and I also have a little bit of video that I'll cut in with the Cruze, I was able to do the 4540 or 4520 John Deere 2014. Thanks for watching, everybody, and if you have not, please subscribe and smash that bell notification button so that you don't miss out on future videos, and comments and thumbs up are much appreciated. Thanks, everyone.